Episode 5, Seneca, Stoicism in Action, Life Under Pressure. Before we dive into Seneca's story, let's pause for a moment and consider why his life still matters. Stoicism is often thought of as an abstract philosophy, books, meditation, quiet reflections. But Seneca lived Stoicism in the fire of real life. He faced wealth and poverty, power and betrayal, danger and moral compromise. His letters and essays are not theory, they are lived experience, distilled into lessons about courage, virtue, and resilience. If Marcus Aurelius was the Stoic emperor, Seneca was the Stoic survivor, someone navigating a treacherous political world while trying to live wisely and ethically. Today, we'll explore his story, his wisdom, and what it can teach us about navigating life under pressure. Lucius Annaeus Seneca was born around 4 BCE in Corduba, a provincial city in Hispania, modern-day Cordoba, Spain. He was not born in the heart of Rome, the centre of empire and power, but on the edges. He was an outsider looking in. That distance would shape his mind and his philosophy. Seneca's family was wealthy and educated. His father, Seneca the Elder, was a celebrated rhetorician, teaching him the art of speech, persuasion, and careful thought. From a young age, Seneca absorbed literature, philosophy, and the rhythm of an argument. He was brilliant, ambitious, and aware that he would have to prove himself to succeed in the competitive world of Rome. Being from the provinces meant Seneca could observe power and politics from a slightly removed vantage point. He saw human ambition, folly, and corruption without being fully engulfed by it, an advantage few Romans enjoyed. It also instilled in him resilience. To rise in Rome, he would need discipline, intelligence, and moral clarity. By his teens, he was already recognized for his intellect and eloquence, but brilliance alone would not protect him. Life in Rome demanded wisdom, self-mastery, and courage, the very qualities Stoicism teaches. Seneca began practicing philosophy not as an abstract pursuit, but as a tool for navigating life itself, preparing him for the challenges that would test him at every turn. Seneca's first major trial came under Emperor Claudius. He was accused of adultery with Julia Livilla, charges likely fueled by politics rather than truth. He was exiled to the remote island of Corsica. Suddenly, the young man, brilliant and ambitious, found himself alone on a rocky, windswept island, stripped of power, status, and comfort. Most would have despaired, but Seneca, he turned inward. He wrote letters, essays, and reflections meditating on morality, virtue, and the fleeting nature of wealth and influence. In the isolation of exile, he discovered that the only things truly in his control were his mind, his choices, and his character. Exile became a crucible. He honed patience, reflection, and moral clarity. He learned to embrace uncertainty, to confront discomfort and to cultivate inner freedom, a preparation for the challenges that would await him back in Rome. After roughly 8 years, Seneca's reputation as a philosopher and thinker reached the ears of Agrippina the Younger, mother of the young Nero. She recognized his intellect, moral grounding, and ability to shape a young mind, and she summoned him back to Rome. Seneca returned not as a soldier or politician, but as a mentor and tutor to the future emperor. His exile had tested him. Now he would face the ultimate challenge, navigating the power, danger, and moral complexity of the imperial court. As Nero's tutor and advisor, Seneca would himself be at the heart of power. Wealth, privilege, and influence surrounded him, but so did intrigue, envy, and danger. Every decision could have consequences, not just for himself, but for the empire. Seneca relied on Stoic practice to stay grounded. He guided Nero, moderated his impulses, and cultivated his own ethical compass. Luxury and status could tempt, but reason and virtue remained the tools that kept him steady. Every day was a test of character. Seneca wrote about the temptations of wealth, the fleeting nature of power, and the importance of mastering oneself rather than attempting to control others. Even amid the chaos of Rome, he demonstrated that true freedom comes from wisdom, not position. Seneca's letters, especially letters to Lucilius, are alive with practical guidance. Here's a few key points. The first, focus on what you can control. Thoughts, decisions, and actions, they are yours. The rest is outside your power. 2. Embrace morality. 2. Embrace mortality. Life is short and it's uncertain. Awareness of death sharpens focus and enriches each moment. 3. Practice virtue daily. Ethics are choices made moment by moment. They are not abstract ideas. They are not abstract ideals. 4. Endure adversity. Misfortune and challenge are inevitable. Courage and reason are the tools to navigate them. These lessons came from living under pressure, where mistakes could be fatal. Seneca's genius was in turning philosophy into a guide for real life, not just a reflection. Seneca was not perfect. He sometimes enjoyed wealth and influence, even as he preached moderation. Yet his contradictions made him relatable. Stoicism is not about perfection. It's about striving to act rightly despite flaws, maintaining clarity amid temptation and uncertainty. Imagine walking through Rome, navigating treacherous politics, watching allies turn into rivals, and trying to remain calm, just, and wise. Seneca did this for decades. His life teaches that Stoicism is alive, it's practical, it's often difficult, but it's profoundly rewarding. Seneca reminds us that happiness is not in power, fame, or fortune. It's in virtue, in clarity, and in cultivating the mind. Life is unpredictable and time is fleeting. Within that uncertainty, we have freedom, but the freedom is in being able to choose how to act, respond, and how to live deliberately. So, just like Abraham stepping into the unknown, or Santiago following his dream in The Alchemist, Seneca navigated danger with courage and reason. His letters and essays reach across 2,000 years to teach, reflect, act wisely, and live with attention. With Seneca, we close this journey through Stoicism, timeless stories, and the human quest for wisdom. Across emperors, deserts, and cosmic questions, the lesson is clear. Life is unpredictable. The present is fleeting, and virtue, courage, and reflection are the compass for navigating it.